Hello everyone and welcome! It is time for some rounds of, well, Battlefield, doing some pew pew, talking about the new updates, talking about some news that just arrived, and otherwise, yeah, just hopefully having a nice time. Usually it was planned to be yesterday, but again, yesterday, Thrones of Blood expansion, and today Agonia doesn't feel that well, so he is not here. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so things that happened yesterday, just as an overview. They fixed a bunch of stuff. So, like, there's adjusted breakthrough layouts, which is good. Apparently, also adjusting rush layouts, which I find interesting because I never had a problem with those, really. Otherwise, supposedly game is running better now. I have less alt tab bug crashes, but who knows how that develops. A lot of spread was being adjusted. Like there was like apparently a bug that when someone moved, spread was always like kicking in as if you ran all the time, which is like that's not supposed to happen. Obviously, there's new challenges, and hey, you will see me be in pain and use sniper rifles, I guess. Yeah. A few more to do. I should get going. They starting with escalation. Haven't done that since launch, actually. I still don't know what I think of the mode. Oh yeah, right. Technically that one is unlocked now. You know what? Why not? Let's try it. Why do I start with the pistol out? What is going on here? You know, there I said there was an update and they fixed things, but I think the mini scout was also in hardline, so yeah. Still very much looking forward to when downtown is dropping. Even though I think this might be next year. I didn't even see that one. I kind of... You see, I hate playing snipers and, like, at best, Alright, I'm not a medic right now. I wanted to throw it on a bag, but oops. Listen, it's not that I did this myself, on stream even. But, oh. Okay, I'm shockingly full. What? Where the fuck did that guy go? Sorry if I'm currently not talking about, like, literally, right as I started, my body was just like, oh, you're full from dinner now, so, you know, that, eating exhaustion that just sometimes kicks in? I didn't even eat that much. And it still kicks in. Fuck. Come on. It can't be that hard. I Okay, got another one down. Nice.
Bravo has been lost.
My priority is not my strength. And kills and assists. Okay.
Attention! Hostiles are attacking objective Echo. The enemy has secured more objectives. Let's strike back.
They were a whole jeep there. In the corner.
Move to attack the marked objective.
Nice, one more and we're done with this bullshit. As you can see, I am really not good with that. We came back to do fun stuff, actually. Ah. But yeah, main thing, and we will probably play some Rush later. I just wanted to, generally have to play Escalation, so I was like, let's just show off some Escalation. The thing is, basically, there was a bug. And I said this yesterday already on H1, but everyone wasn't there. Basically, you're not... You're not supposed to reach certain buildings. But then some people figured out, as usual, you can abuse the recon drone. Now, previously it was a simple, you just stand on the recon drone and fly up. And if you're wondering, okay, how long does this go back? Surely, recon drone bugs should be catched by now. Well, see, dear viewer, the recon drone bug goes back to fucking Battlefield 3 launch. Yeah. I am not kidding. At launch, people realized, wait, I can stand on the recon drone and just, like, leave the area. For example, on Seine Crossing, on, Operation Metro, all those maps where you supposedly should stay, in a lower part. So that was broken. It was broken. Which was basically why in the first big patch, they patched that. So you'd think since then they have learned. The bug was back in F4, I think. And also, I think it was also for a short while possible in 2042. Where's the fucking recon drone, by the way? There was also, those moments where then people realized in 2042, wait, that thing is relatively fast, and C4 sticks to it. So we can just put C4 on the drone, fly to a tank, and explode it. No tank can resist that. Which is hilarious, frankly. Oh yeah, we have the suppressor now. And technically I could start leveling some other ones. This one's so bad, actually. Oh yeah, I have a bit on the M4. And this time it was you have to, I think a teammate had to, so it was a bit more convoluted, but basically, if you had, if a teammate hit your drone with a sledgehammer, they could actually just keep climbing upwards and simply fucking reach places that were not intended, like, for example, those building rooftops, which is very fun if you play Rush, and you're supposed to attack through those buildings, and then people are just on top of the buildings, and to basically shoot down, and that was that. Very big oops. Something fell over. I have no idea what fell over. Do you think it might be a problem? Sorry, she's not feeling that well, but still.
Delta's been taken by hostiles. We're targeting objective Delta.
Well, Hey, Ronaldo, welcome. How's it going? Should have probably switched to engineer, but that's nice to hear. Pretty fine, I would say. It was a bit of a hectic day, and I feel it can catch up to me. Basically, got a new stove installed today because our old one was slightly broken. Is probably the correct prescription for it. Like, something in it was definitely just fucked. And, you know, when it was removed, it's also like, yeah, it's just weird. There was, like, a burnt crust at the, like, on top of, you know, on top of the baking, of the oven element. So, like, that's not good, I would say. I don't think anyone would say that is good. But yeah, new stove now, and it's pretty nice. And it was basically free because this one is in the rent, so the landlord had to replace it. So that was nice, actually. Good thing to live in a country with laws. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I already cooked a bit, but I will still look in because like our old stove was very old and the new one is much better. Yeah, so where's that person? Oh, wait. Yeah, true. Just kind of upgrading a few things. Also took the opportunity to, you know, clean the air filter above, and new filter arrived tomorrow, so that'll be. It's just a good amount of work done. Anyway, yeah. Honestly, I should definitely look into how much stuff. I think they changed the layout of Manhattan Bridge in Rush, so yeah, I still don't know why. Like, you know what? I need to check something in the challenges. So it says grenade launchers. It doesn't. Okay, you know what? Let's see if. Oh, yeah. Why do you take the grenade launchers? They suck. Just give me an MG. Why are people like that? But yeah, it's been a bit of a day, so mostly coming down now, and yeah, I don't like the grenades, so I'm just slightly pissed. Maybe if I knew how to better use them, then I could warm up to them, but right now, not a big fan. Okay. Oh, wait, I can. Oh. Okay. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff. Like, again, they fixed a bunch of stuff in this game, which I would say it feels better overall, but right now Battlefield 6 is a game of small annoyances, I would say. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that adds up to why is it like this. Which is probably better than the usual game-breaking bullshit.
Objective marked. We need you supporting the attack. Heavy armored vehicles prepped and ready to go. Secured all positions. Keep it that way, squad. Good work.
Nice. Die. Yep. Never turn around, I guess. Wait, was that already it? Damn, that was already it. Jump bucket. Damn! I mean, huge maps is like, I don't know. Here's the thing I kept saying about it. Every time people are like, oh, the game needs huge maps, I just sit there being like, no, what you want are more open maps. You know, like, because right now most maps are dense. Like, pretty dense. I would say also they have boring layouts. I mean, Eastwood is probably not gonna be that big. Which is, like, fine. I just don't know. I feel like if there's gonna be anything bigger, you probably... Yeah, mostly. Okay, let me put it like this. So, I'd say to a degree that this... I would say the maps in 6 are good, but they suffer from two things. First of all, a lot of their layouts are boring, or they are very unfortunate for the type of map they are. Like, for example, Manhattan Bridge. Basically, the Conquest layout is... It's just a cross, you know, it's like, it's a 5-flag cross layout. And also a pretty dense map. This isn't, like, directly bad. I do think Manhattan Bridge is a good map. I would say, in compared to older urban maps, it plays a lot better. Now, here's the thing. I know some people will now say, how can you say that when I would say this one plays better than Siege of Shanghai? First of all, Siege of Shanghai was not really a good map. It was pretty middle of the road. It just had a lot of very big annoyances. The thing is, though, Siege of Shanghai was more unique in that it had, you know, the U-form and stuff happened. You know, yet more, like, I mean, this is a street corner. This is a street corner. Building site, on top of a building, center block of the bridge. That is interesting. But, like, the park is only getting used in Russian Breakthrough. And not particularly an interesting objective. And the rest of the map is just like, okay, we have 2 street corners. What are we doing here? Like, legitimately, what are we doing here? Is it bad? No. Is it particularly interesting? Also no. And then you have the other problem of like, basically there is a map with big with a bunch of space in it. The problem is, ironically, this 5-flag star layout should have actually been used in Mirak Valley, because the moment you disperse flags in, you know, such a... I mean, Gonwood Railway was also not really that good. But okay, listen. Just if you want to know it, I do not favor the Battlefield 4 maps at all. I'd say though I would like to see another big one. It's more like if they do it, please either make it something like Daquin oil fields or Banda Desert. Just something that is good and not going with the railway. It's just the irony is, to a degree, the more I look into it, because like I get the complaints. It's just if you look at, for example, the layout of Mirror Valley. Browser time, as usual. I like to do that a lot. So because actually we can do a good comparison here. The Merrick Valley is basically from the size. This a similar size of Caspian Border, which was, by the way, the biggest map in Battlefield 3 at launch. Like that's a thing I want to point out. I always point out when people talk about size. I think Battlefield 3 is still probably the best one in terms of just map designs in general, and Caspian Border is a very mid-sized map in terms of the series, and only 3 maps are bigger. Banda Desert, Armored, it wasn't Armored Shield, and Albos Mountain. And Armored Shield and Albos Mountain still in the middle to lower end of large maps. Death Valley from the same large-scale expansion is smaller than the Caspian Border in size. Just pointing that out. But yeah, here's the thing. Look at this. This is Caspian Border. I would say Caspian Border is actually an very good experience. Because there's a lot of dead space in Caspian Border. Similarly, how Mirror Valley technically also has some dead space. The problem of Mirror Valley is quite literally the flag layout. I'm not saying this is a bad map. The problem is just what it facilitates. Like, I mean, look at this. There was actually a data mine that suggested there was more something to the south and north. And I think they maybe should have stuck with that. I don't know why they did this in the end. Because this probably was just too much, and they probably thought this might have been a bit too urbanite. Anyway, I do think not bad. The thing is just, here's the thing. This is more or less like, I mean, the D flag could have been more here, but this is very much a star layout. Like, not a lot of people go to E, and I wouldn't say like Caspian Border is a perfect map. But the thing is, all of the infantry stuff is around here, while all of the vehicle stuff drives around here. This layout, because of how the flags are laid out, facilitates the fact that people drive towards, basically Russians drive towards the A flag, or can go over the hill to D and cut to B. Use A can basically do the same for E and D. They spread out. So that's the thing. The spreading out of the flags reduces the density of vehicles and players on a point, so it feels less hectic and less dense. Now, Merrick Valley does the opposite. It basically has 2 gimme flags, so basically, Hex gets E, NATO gets A, and those are just forward bases to attack the 2 center flags. Most of the action in Merrick Valley is here for the infantry, with maybe dips to the south, which is where the vehicles go. So basically, Merc Valley isn't bad, but the thing is, the way its flag layout is designed makes it so that everything concentrates on this point, and these are just forward bases to get faster to that point. And so it feels smaller than it actually is. This is, by the way, not really a bad layout. The thing is just, the irony is, when I showed you on Bandai Desert, which is, you know, still the biggest map in the franchise history, you can see, wait, there are 2 gimme flags that serve as forward bases, but there's like, you know, there's a more direct way to the center flag, which are, no, 3, you know, not 2, but 3, and 2 up here, and you have the 2 forward bases here, because this map is much, 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 much larger. Again, suddenly, although it concentrates people into areas, it makes it distinct ones, and still keeps a big play space for vehicles. I hope you get what I mean with Mirror Valley has the wrong layout for its map. If I would propose a fix to Mirror Valley, it would generally just be make like something up here, and like you can still keep 2 flags here, just make another flag here, and it would spread people out more across the map. It would feel automatically bigger. Anyway, lots of ranting again. I like design, if that's obvious. So yeah, there's a bunch of they just had some weird design decisions. I mean, from yeah, I mean that's the thing. Sometimes a map just has very simple things that hold it back. You know, even though it's a good map overall. You know what? Let's go into some Rush. Also, I mean, weirdest shit is Saints Quarters, which is like, oh yeah, we made this really good infantry only map, but we made it so small that no big modes on it. And like, and then I play it, and then I'm just like, they could have just stretched the map, like basically just 2 more ones on each side, and they had the Metro map for this game. A good one, by the way. You know, just less Metro, just more dense, but yeah. What's the end? They want me in Rush. Armor to some. Okay, that should be easy. I mean, yeah. Like, nice. That was a good shot. But yeah, I mean, Eastwood is next week, so I'm actually looking forward to that. From what I saw, bigger one again, but I think the biggest point of contention would probably be that it doesn't have jets, which is a weird metric, but you know, I get it. I get it for the pilots. Like, you want to fly, and there are not many maps in the game that let you fly. I get it. I mean, at least it has helicopters, but... Hey. There's my really unpopular opinion. Manhattan Bridge would play better without helicopters. And that's, Then again, I always say things that annoy people to a degree. But I feel like it is important to, like, actually realize what are the problems, because, like, yeah, something is missing here, and I do think they kind of fucked up with their map design to the degree that, I mean, it is an overcorrection from 2042, which isn't, you know, inherently bad. don't dislike having smaller maps and then making big ones later. Because, like here's the thing. The irony about a big map is you can make it fast, but, like, make a big map good. I've seen more big maps in this series that are bad than those that are good. Meanwhile, the mid to larger one... yeah. It's...
Hostile charge interface. Objective Bravo.
I get what they were aiming for, especially, you know, it made good trailer material, but... I feel like, if, you know, the Downtown remake from Hardline is actually making it in, that is going to be the way better helicopter map, actually. Because, like, it is still dense, but a lot, okay. Trust me when I say it is dense but more open. As in, I do think there is just more ways to fly around between the different buildings. You can actually go further up onto the building, so, you know, people can actually shoot at the helicopters better. And also, there are more underground sections, so, you know, if you play infantry, you can be in the underpass, you can be in the mall, you can be in the parking garage. Like, okay, now that I think about it, holy shit, Downtown. Listen, I do think some of the base game maps in Hardline were more like, but the more I think about Downtown, yeah, shit, Downtown is that kind of design they wanted to have in Manhattan Bridge, and they don't have it. I really hope that that data mine comes to fruition soon. Hey, maybe it's a stealth drop next week. That would be banger. I feel like it's next week. Hardline truther here. I do think Hardline had some of the best maps in the whole series. I do think the DLC maps are better, but yeah, ironically, the more I think about it, Downtown in Hardline was just kind of while other maps just felt better. But if you put it in the context of, like, attack helicopters and tanks, it's actually really well designed. Like, again, there are a lot of parking garages, there are underpasses, there's, like, you know, the central muscle, like, the central point is visually and physically obstructed from above. You know what? Fuck it. Hardline shilling Downtown is a really good decision. The more I think about it, it makes very much sense why they picked that one. Oh yeah, they apparently changed stuff here in terms of how many vehicles people have. I think. So let's just see how this is now. But yeah, generally just very interested in Eastwood next weekend. How that, you know, new battle pass tier unlock Gesonga thing happens, because, you know, I'm so not blaming you. Like, I mean, I think Hardline was one of those games that when it came out, it had the deck way too much stacked against it. And the narrative was set because it was way too juicy. Just like, you know, saying, oh, you know, they forced Visceral Games to do this. You know, if the truth that Visceral Games approached them to make this game was more spread around, it would just disarm a lot of stuff, because, you know, outrage culture sells. So might as well just be like, this was just a cheap cash-in, which, you know, boy howdy, there was a lot of love in that cheap cash-in. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm an expert. Like I played a lot of multiplayer games. Even those that were contract work, and I can tell you there's a difference between those. You know, you can find elements and parts where you're like, okay, yes, I get it. I get what they wanted to do, like where the passion is and where the passion isn't. But yeah, Hardline, no, that thing was definitely something the studio wanted to make. It had like generally the better maps out of the box. I do think way more interesting balancing and all of that, but yeah. Oh well. Still, I'm very much looking forward to the golf club and suburbs next next week. It's interesting some people say, oh, they just hopefully they didn't just cut it out of the Battle Royale, which is more like that doesn't look like that. Which is just the weirdest thing to hear. Because we had footage of the map and... Nice. Ah. Cool. Now I can actually switch back to a good class for all of this. By the way, what game, which title was, with which title did you join the series? Nice. Okay.
Enemy machine gun.
Very early also.
Be advised, you are exiting the combat zone.
From a region with cyber cafe. Yeah, honestly, to a degree, I wish cyber cafes were a thing here. They always sounded like a very chill concept, and yeah, Battlefield 3 was the one that pulled a lot of people in. I played a bunch of Battlefield 2 back in the day, and you know, also the older ones, but not as much. Okay. Yeah, Battlefield 3, that was the I think Battlefield 3 was the first one I really had at launch. Like, I played 2142 and 2 and, you know, a lot of Bad Company 1 and 2. Like, oh my god, I played a lot of Bad Company 1 and 2. Those were the days. But yeah, 3. The game arrived. You put it in and it was just you, your squad, and the whole weekend. That was something. Ah. I'm still... Oh damn, that's definitely late though. God. 4 is such a weird one for me. Because like, basically when that game came out, oh yeah, this was the year I was basically... You know what? No, I was kicked out of the house. That happened there. And I actually bought it on the PS4 first, and then a bit later I had a PC, and so I got it there. And then, you know what? Turns out it didn't play well on either system. Ah. Oh well. I mean, I think this was less to console, but also just, I mean, again, also had a relatively good PC at the time. It's just like, I mean, honestly, that kind of depends on the generation, I would say, but, it was more like, Battlefield 4 didn't run on either, really, because the game was horribly bugged at launch. Like, holy shit. I was a server admin at the time in 4, and I remember a rush at launch. Holy shit, it was bad. That was just bad. Oh well.
I got you.
Oh yeah, speaking of PCs, Valve is trying round 2 of Steam machines, and well, social media is gonna be very annoying for a while. Because, like, listen, this thing is not gonna sell. It's just not. I find the announcement message even so funny. Like, oh yeah, people like this Steam Deck and they wanted new ways to play their games. And then I just sit there being like, so you offer them a PC. Okay, what the fuck are we doing here? Like... Ah... Listen, yeah, sure. Have a good day. But yeah, the whole fucking Steam Machines 2.0 thing is just so funny. Because it's like... Who wants this? Like, it's a PC. Correction, it's a Linux PC with fixed specs. Why? I'm genuinely baffled because, like, a few things I get, you know, making like in basically a better VR headset that is apparently more affordable, and still I don't get why all of them want to be wireless. Like, you know, if you want to play some good games, you need a PC. And the best connection speed you will ever have is a wire. Give people a wired option. Like, for fuck's sake. Wireless is fun, I get you. But seriously, have a wired option. Yeah, wow. What happened here?
I need a fucking medic.
I don't think it's bad. Like, again... a new headset that, like, listen, what are the serious headset options for VR on PC right now that aren't fucking Facebook? Because you do not want, like, any self-respecting person should not buy from Facebook. And I've seen enough people who just made excuses. There's PSVR 2, which is, you know, despite everything, still a viable option, I would say. And, well, now this. Which, again, good. I am down. I do think, I don't think VR will probably ever break out of the niche, but, like, hey, the more affordable the options that are, again, not Facebook, the better. I totally agree with that. That controller though? Why? I mean, genuinely. It's like, it's very weird. Like, I mean, I get what they want to do, but also it's just make a controller, not like keep trying to put stuff in that even on the original one, people, like, even if the tech is better now, why do you think people want to play with trackpads? It's like such an odd choice, you know? I mean, I do know to a degree why they keep doing that. And it's probably the weirdest thing. Because, like, let's just be real here. They kind of just want to make you be able to play Counter-Strike. Which is, I mean, this is even more odd to me as a mental thought. Because, like, yes, I get it. Counter-Strike is your biggest game. Okay? But Counter-Strike doesn't need to have a controller where you can aim better. Because it's, like, literally... Like, Counter-Strike is the one game, the one shooter out there that really is, like, hyper-optimized around mouse and keyboard. Why do you keep trying to make a controller for it? Here are a few things that Counter-Strike actually needs. Better moderation, better anti-cheat, less predatory monetization, maybe female character models that you don't need to buy on the fucking Steam store. You know? Some basic things. And maybe some more new maps. Maybe. Just maybe. It's like, it's just odd. Like, I didn't like, oh, the trackpads are better now, but like, you're playing with a controller. Even the new one has the, has basically a layout that says, play me with the sticks. Use the trackpads when it's available. And at that point, I'm just like, that layout has been solved without adding extra bulk by Sony since the PlayStation 4. Hate to break it to ya. But, yeah. I mean, on the other hand, it's a controller. I shouldn't, I'm just like, to a degree, I would just say, okay, you have a controller that you can't use on multiple hardware at once. A lot of people still didn't switch. Like, keep in mind, even though the DualShock 4 and the DualSense have started to rapidly gain ground in the PC market, you know what? The most used controller on PC is still the Xbox 360 controller. And even then, there might be an error, because there are a bunch of controllers that where people still use programs to pretend they're Xbox 360 controllers, mainly the DualShock 4. So, again, personal thing. Who is this controller? Again, it's probably one of those, hey, I just want this controller and I have spare money for some reason. And, you know, I don't need to double dip because, like, every controller in this household, okay, is simply a dual sense right now because we have a PS5. So, we can just use it on two systems. I can tell you, the moment you live in a household where you have more than a PC, there are a lot of them, you don't have a use case for the controller other than, you know, wanting to own it. And it still looks weird. Like, that shit is a fat controller. It's not slick. But the fact they're going back to the Steam machines is, I mean, they have the money to spare and they don't... I feel like, again... Okay, let me put it like this. What I kind of hate about Valve right now as a company is that a lot of shit that they're doing isn't directly bad, but it's kind of performative. Don't get me wrong, like, none of this shit is, like, the worst. It's funny, you know? It's not like, oh god, what are they doing here? I mean, as some pointed out, by the way, ironically, considering that the next Xbox is supposedly just a fucking PC,
Attack order set by squad leader.
yeah, like, I do think a lot of stuff is them doing things because they want to do it, and, let me put it like this. They all are set up in a way that they don't lose money. Which is smart, by the way. It's smart. I cannot shake the feeling that Valve is turning into an Apple Light to a degree.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna be honest with you here. More of their things that they announced are still better, and even I could, like, I see, like, yeah, if I had one, I would probably use a Steam Deck, but, like, I don't own one, and also don't really need one. And if I had one, yeah, I'd probably, you know, use it when if I visit my parents once again for the train drive and everything. But I also have a Switch. I can play games on that. I have a lot of games I can play on that, actually. No? Would still be cool to play some PC PC games, but it's more like what game do I really what game would I take with me directly? And here I'm getting into another problem of the Steam Deck, for me at least, you know. And that is just, I do think the biggest mistake of the Steam Deck, and I get why, is not having physical media. Because, okay. The thing about this, the Steam Deck versus the Switches. On the Steam Deck, if I want to go somewhere, you know, basically, I want to go on the train with, everything that is on the Steam Deck is what I can use. So if I maybe load, I don't know, maybe a movie onto there, and music, and all that, that takes space away from the games. You can still have 1 terabyte on there and install a bunch of stuff. No worries, no worries. But you see where I'm going with it. It's very much you kind of lock into what you're going to play on a train ride until you maybe arrive at the place where you are. You know, given that is a place where you can actually log in and maybe re-download some games. Which is like, yeah. On the other hand, if I look at my Switch, do you know how many games I can have? All of them. Every single game I own on the Switch is on a little disc, on a little cartridge, and I can put them all in the back, and if I want to play one, I stick them in, and they run. Hooray! The power of physical media. You can clearly say, well, it's not that really needed, and you know what, that is to a degree true. Still very much an advocate for physical media. So you know what? I haven't looked into Breakthrough in a while. Apparently we did stuff, so yeah. Again, that's the thing. But now I look at the new Steam Cube, and a few things. First of all, you need to genuinely be gullible to buy that instead of a new PC. And I don't mean that negatively. It's just like, please think about it for a second. And I know that. Listen, I hate the idea of, you know, installing Windows. But even I learned how to fucking build a PC, because turns out if you build your own PC, and that's the thing why you want to do it anyway, you can actually upgrade later for cheap. For a long time if you're actually smart about it as well. Like, for example, one thing I will keep telling everyone nowadays is get AMD for your CPU, period. There's legitimately no sensible reason to buy Intel CPUs. I mean, you should probably also not directly buy Intel GPUs. Different story. I just thought they're okay, they work, but that's a different story. It's just, again, if you want to have a PC, try to invest into a relative solid AM5 motherboard now, because it's as simple as this. Those motherboards will be those sockets will be supported by AMD for over a decade. that means you've just fucking, the moment you bought that, you just future-proofed your whole fucking system. And I mean that. Because, here's a good, here's like literally my example from AM4. See, when I actually upgraded my PC the second time, it was from a person back then, friend, that basically told me, well, basically gifted to me and was like, hey, here's AMD, you should use that. That was nearly 10 years ago, around Battlefield 1, because I had some problems, okay? So the thing is, it is a 2400 Ryzen, Ryzen 2400. It was a fine CPU at the time, but oh well. Later, upgraded to 2700. Again, same socket, just pop it in and it works. Maybe you need to do some BIOS updates, but like, holy shit, I learned that and I updated 2 BIOSes. Okay? And nothing exploded. I am an idiot. And if I can do it, you can do it. It's not hard. They're like really good step-by-step guides, and as long as you don't really just do something stupid, nothing will go wrong. Anyway. Thing is, a few years ago, I wanted to update again. This was like 3-4 years ago. So, I think it was 250 euros or so, but like, again, not really a high price for a CPU. Was able to grab a 5800 X3D. Yeah, I needed to upgrade my cooling, but like, I mean, again, listen, screwing something onto a board and, learning how to paste stuff is not hard. It's literally not hard. It's fiddly work, but it's not hard. Listen, I even fucking learned how to undervault stuff. But... Okay, did I just cringe? Cringe again?
Thanks.
Okay, now you have to tell me. Now you're too ominous. Oh, that's hot. Do you have gay overload right now?
Ignore me.
What? What? What are you laughing about? What was that sound? What is going on? Apparently Gonia is reading gay shit and she's having an overdose from a character. What did you say? I mean, she is hot, yeah. Okay. I understand you. No, but
I knew you had my back. Got a medkit.
But, yeah. Where was I? Ian, you can just plop in a new CPU and it works. Like, that shit is easy. And keep in mind, that is like, oh hey, my CPU literally doesn't run the newest Battlefield game anymore. Well, I guess I just pop in a new one and like, again, look at my... Okay, they actually blocked right now, but you know what? CPU frames 215. above 200. Yeah, I put in a better GPU later as well. But like, again, CPU upgrades, easy. If you buy the little cube, no CPU upgrades. You will be hard stuck. Which might be good, but like, again, do you really know if if the game you want to play next is running in a nice way? Because that's always the thing with like PCs. People always say, "Oh, it's a mid-sized PC," okay? Mid-range PCs are not really the case. Like like you can have a high-end one, but then you just, you know. I mean, here's the thing. If you are someone... Okay, start again. There are only two types of PC users. Money shitters and balling on a budget. There is nothing in between. Either you can shit money and then you will... You know what? The moment you shit money, why would you buy a mini cube you can't upgrade? You can put yourself the nicest Lian Li case with LEDs on the desk, slap a 5080 in, and call it a day. Or you're balling on a budget. Okay, you're balling on a budget. So what do you want to have? Oh well, probably a modular PC that you can slowly upgrade over time, so you don't need to pay everything at once, and, you know, still keep up with the hobby. Once again, why are they selling just the PC that you can't upgrade? And then people are like, but this is to take on consoles. Once again, people own consoles. Like, there's this thing about the console market that I don't think a lot of people have yet to fully realize, even if they might have noticed it, and that it's the console market was locked down since the PlayStation 1. I repeat myself, the home console market was locked down since the PlayStation 1. This isn't like something I made up, this is just a fucking fact at this point. Because I know people say, oh, Microsoft could have. Microsoft was still sold less consoles in their best console generation ever than Sony in their worst. At the very end, when it came down, the PlayStation 3, despite being the biggest fucking fumble imaginable at launch, just seismic levels of stupidity. That just... yeah. And, quite seriously, if you are someone who just wants to play games, you know, like single-player stuff, or just something bit casually on your TV, from the couch, and you do not want to bother that shit runs, you don't want to adjust or anything, even if this is like a verified symbol, and like a game comes out and you... Hey, Jim. Honestly, the PS3 is probably the, while it is like once to the same time the greatest fumble of all time, it is also like probably proof of the biggest, just the big pull of everything, because like I know a lot of people that bought a PS3, used even. I know people keep demanding remasters from PS3 games. not from Xbox 360 games. Like, the only real thing we get is a remake of an Xbox 360 remake, and no one wants that. Hashtag thank you, Xbox. But yeah, like, again, the PS3 just, that shit locked down. And again, even the, head of Xbox operations just said, we just looked big. Because, you know, the console sold in the USA, and that should tell you everything. I mean, that's one of those things where I also say people think to the degree, oh, Nintendo had something with the Wii. The Wii was a fluke. Like, ever thought about that? The Wii is literally the things that sold always really well from Nintendo were their handhelds. That's also why I refuse to say the Switch is a home console, because it isn't. If the Switch was a home console, like a factual one that you have to put up and only play on the TV, no one would have bought it. It would have been another one on the list of that's that. But as a